Join Dalton and Jacob as they discuss the ever-changing world of trading card games. TCG Buzz starts now.
We want to thank our sponsor, Frost Giants Games, for making this show possible. Frost Giants Games is Wisconsin's game store of choice for board games, Magic the Gathering, and other card games. Check them out at www.frostgiantgames.com. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dalton here with Jacob.
Hi.
Why the delay? Why the delay?
Dramatic pause, bro, because we're talking about some
dramatic applause.
Dumb.
Yes.
We're talking about some big stuff today, some dramatic topics, and it should be interesting.
Topic is Buddyfight sucks.
Yep, Buddyfight sucks.
And you ready for the big thing? It doesn't. End of episode. See you guys. Oh, I'm joking. We got stuff.
All right, so the way this kind of boils down is we've done 2 episodes now. We did Why Schwartz Sucks. And then
Why Schwartz really does suck.
No, that's the second one's Why Schwartz Sucks 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, that's right. Yep. I bet. I'm thinking of the 3rd episode.
So we figured, we're going to be fair and show that, we're not just hating on a single card game. And what we're going to do over the next whenever is we're going to go over every major card game and do this.
Maybe make it a mini series.
Yeah.
The
basically.
Suck series.
Yep.
Whoa.
And
that was not a good series name.
No.
All right, so it's just
one thing to say though. I mean, we're starting with Buddyfight. I mean, we started with Why Schwartz, but
we're continuing with Buddyfight.
Yep, and
no, people might argue it is our favorite game,
and
we're about to prove you wrong.
And it's definitely one of the games we have the most experience with. So
this is true.
And you know what? No card game's perfect. This is my favorite card game. This is definitely one of your favorite card games.
Number two.
We can still, not hate on it, but give some things we're kind of annoyed with.
I say a pretty good topic for our 15th episode. So
yeah. So let's go. What are we starting with?
Well, let's talk about dragons.
I knew this was coming. Dalton and I had a meeting earlier today, and we're like, "What are we going to talk about?" And we ended up doing basically an entire unrecorded podcast episode about how much dragons are supported in Buddyfight.
Not just Dragon World, Darkness Dragon World, Star Dragon World, Ancient World, which is really dragon in the name, which is all dragons.
Mm-hmm.
But you can go into every single world: Magic, Legend, Generic. 100 Demons. Danger, man.
Dungeon. Cosmo.
And find, if not in the attributes, but in the card's names, dragon.
You can find dragons somewhere, everywhere. Every single deck type, you can manage to fit a dragon in there somehow.
I'm pretty sure the only, world that doesn't have the attribute dragon or a dragon equivalent is Magic World. But they do have Drago Wizards.
Which are dragons.
Go figure, right?
I don't think Dungeon has necessarily something specified as dragon, but a lot of your dungeon enemies, like your big size 3 ones, are dragons.
Are you sure about that?
I don't know.
You used to run one in your Dragonine deck, remember?
Did I?
Yeah. A circuit, second main character in Buddyfight, Tsuku.
Oh, Tsuku.
One of them. I think it was the second. It might have been the second or the first one.
Yeah, it's the second one. I was thinking the big size 3 dungeon enemies, but
those two.
he's a dragon. So oops.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots and lots of dragons.
A little bit on too much dragons.
I mean,
you can never have too much dragons.
Okay, so dragons are cool. I won't argue that they're not, but they're not my type of thing. I mean, I'm they're cool and I like them, but I'm not that dude who's like, I love dragons. Dragons are my thing.
So you're not a normal person. Is that what you're telling me?
They're not my aesthetic.
They're not your waifu?
No. Speaking of which, there are so many dragons, we don't have enough waifus. Sad. And then
they are eventually going to get to their own world. They're going to have the waifu world.
I do feel that because Bushiroad, funnels all their dragons into this card game, a lot of other themes and whatnot kind of get neglected. Waifus, yeah, I was joking a little bit about that, but there aren't that many.
But then again, you have Vanguard with Bermuda Triangle.
See, Y Shorts is over here where it's all waifu all the time. Buddyfight's over here where it's like dragons.
You want to see my dragon?
Vanguard's in the middle.
See why Swartz plays. You're all about, you want to see my waifu? We Buddyfight players are, you want to see my dragon?
That sounds oddly.
What?
It sounds like you're
I'm
coming
talking
on to
about
someone.
drum.
Yo, you want to see my drill bunker?
Oh, that one's oddly very specific there.
It's got a critical of 4.
Ooh.
Oh.
Centimeters? No.
Well,
Sorry. So let's move on before this dragon topic gets a little bit too below the belt.
though, one thing to be stated, Bushiroad, please, main booster set without Dragon World. Come on, do it, please.
Wait. Let me think here. Technically, the last set was
Which one?
4 dimensions. Even though it is an
Not a main
alternate,
booster
it's
set.
even though it's an alternate. I know. My noob is showing. I'm sorry.
It had
But
some,
it's-
though. It
it's-
had ball in it.
It's basically, well, I'm not saying, but it wasn't the main focus though.
No. But I'd like to see one main booster set with 0 Dragon World in it. They've
No, how about this, Bushiroad? Season 4 of Buddyfight. No more Gao.
new main character. Yeah.
New main character. Focus on one of the other worlds, legend. And get some support.
We'll get to that
We'll
topic.
get some support going there.
Gao's not a bad character.
No, he's not. He's a
And
great character.
I think his growth as a character is pretty good, but he's also kind of annoying.
Well, I wouldn't say annoying. It's basically, at least with the first 2, it's finish it with drum or some type of Punisher impact. Now it's finish it with ball. And it's basically mainly Dragon World. There was the time where he was in Magic, Dungeon, and Hero, but those phases were over. Like, it didn't last that long. Hashtag drum original dual type. But
Let's see that hashtag catch on.
let's see. But it does get a little old having the same thing as your main thing. Like, Vanguard's finally doing it. I don't know. I haven't watched too much of it, but Aichi being Royal Paladins, very second season, he had to switch over to Gold Paladins.
Which were similar, but not
Which
the
are
same.
similar, but different.
And then stuck with golds for a while.
Golds, and, well, he also had the Shadow phase, too. Can't forget that.
Yeah, and then, by the 5th, it was the 5th season, though for us here, technically it was the 4th season. We switch over to a new main character who is all right.
Yeah.
Chrono's okay. But that's Vanguard. We got to talk more about Buddyfight,
Bro.
yo.
Let's stay on this whole attribute thing and go wander on down on why you no support.
Why you no support?
Why you no support Buddyfight?
The abandoned archetypes, the archetype graveyard of Booty
All right.
Road.
Let's start off by world. Magic. Art.
Art.
We're not talking about its art style. We're talking about the attribute art.
Art is a confusing one because it's the only one on this list of like abandoned archetypes that I'm not sure if was meant to be a serious archetype. It was kind of just a couple of promo cards that were thrown out, but then they're like, in one booster set, they're like, you know what would be crazy? We'll print more art cards from both 72 Pillars and Wizards and give them a actually pretty good spell card to use and then never support them again.
Bring art back, Bushi. Bring art back.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Little sad music playing with a bunch of art monsters there.
I want to see a main character who plays art.
Dude, that'd be perfect to replace Guy with art, man. Very, very creative person playing art, which is like a very creative type thing. That'd be pretty cool.
They're probably one of the most useless archetypes out there
There's no such thing as
At least
useless.
right now. But there are definitely others that have been abandoned along the way.
Yes.
For example, all of Legend World,
Well, we're going straight into the meat and potatoes.
the big one.
Well, We can kind of take out Star.
Yeah,
Because now it is kind of getting and Heroes, but Heroes are their own story. We'll have to see how that goes.
They've been getting slow drips of support.
Yes.
Fairy's gone.
Wait, there were fairies?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
What happened to Asgard, dude?
Asgard? Whoa, I gotta write these down. I didn't even realize there were all these archetypes.
Come on,
Oh,
Olympus.
why just the calls?
Dude.
Olympus? Oh,
Gorgon?
that was a name though.
Yes,
it was,
but it wasn't meant to be its own separate deck.
It's true. It's true.
Legend World is Buddyfight's graveyard. There are a bunch of really cool like mechanics and interesting things they did in Legend World, but I feel like the fact that they put so many different things in it has really hurt it in the long run.
I feel what they really messed up on with it is there was too many things they could put into it when they decided on the name of the world. Like because when you think of Legend, you can obviously think of all these things like right off the top of your head, right?
Like,
honestly, like
your mythology.
Your mythologies, your astronomy, your weird dragon lores and stuff like that. More dragons, guys. Like if they could have easily have broken this into two different arch groups, like warriors and I don't know, magical beings. So I don't know what the other one. Warriors would definitely be a cool one, even though that people would be. Isn't that just Hero World, but not Hero?
It kind of sucks because I've played several different archetypes from Legend World, but without at least minor support every once in a while, they do get stale. And when was the last time a big chunk of support came out for Wider Sakal? Wasn't HBTO2 that they got like Count Dawn and stuff in it? They've gotten like one or two cards since then, but not much.
Count Dawn, one card. Wow, yeah, that's like
no. There
big
were a couple
support.
others. I just don't remember their names, yo.
No, Count Dawn came out in the Assault of the Omnilord. He was I'm pretty sure.
Nope.
Yeah,
it was the set before.
Was it the set before? Yeah, it was.
Oops.
I'm thinking of the other Omnilords.
Yep.
That's ball.
Ball. Wow, an Omnilord.
Gonna happen, guys. Be out there watching.
So that's the thing, though. Like, so many of the archetypes have not gotten support in forever, and a lot of the time when they do, it sucks. We got a Fenrir impact.
Fenrir wasn't updated since the beginning.
That was useful.
And then you had Wider Sakals, and they were great when they first came out. I'm not gonna lie. You had trouble playing against that.
I actually did like right when they came out.
Right when they came out,
or Darkness Fable. I almost said Dragon Fable. When Darkness Fable first came out, they were actually really, really solid.
Yeah, that lasted like 2 days.
Yeah. It would be really nice to see more of a push for Legend World. I'd even be okay with a Legend World only extra booster.
Yeah,
which would be put as part of an alternate booster here, but.
True.
But more Legends.
Well, I could kind of see that with the new hero, superhero dual cards coming out. Something for them.
Which so far we've got one.
Yes.
Hopefully we get more.
All
right. So, unless that's another concept they abandon. Outside of Legend World, there are others that have been abandoned.
Like Construct and Dungeon.
Yeah, we have that on our list. And just now I thought I remembered another one. Deep. Like the original Deeps. Like,
dude, that's
boom,
deep.
size 3 Death Talica Deep. Where's that support?
Well, let's be fair. With Death Talica and Deeps in general, they don't need more monsters per se. They might, if Bushiroad does come out with good monsters, obviously we're going to take them. I'm not going to cast them aside like, we don't need more dish. But they need more spells and items and so forth. Which we did get a really good item for all Darkness Dragon World with the I'm blanking on its name, but the
Spectre Striker.
6,000 power, 1 crit with Spectre Strike of 2. Pay 1 gauge, 1 life. That was a perfect card. Nice little. Sure, it was a common, but it was a great common. I love it. I use it. I'm pretty sure you run maybe 1 copy of it in your Black Dragon deck.
It's a pretty solid card. They're not the only ones, though. I have one more I want to talk about.
Oh.
The greatest of abandoned archetypes. Farewell to you, chess.
Oh, you mean chest? What else? What was the other archetype?
Tarot?
Terra.
Yeah, Tarot. Don't hate on me for mispronouncing it.
Yeah, that chest. Ever since Battle Deity Robos, nobody cares about those ones.
Yeah, but chess especially, because they had an insta-win condition, and that makes them amazing, but they're by far the most terrible thing ever, but they're also amazing.
Like, I don't even know how you could pull that off. Do you remember how to pull that off?
It was something like you had to... I'm not... Don't quote me here. I think it was like you had to have your opponent at 4 or 5 life or less and like pay gauge, and then if you have chess monsters on the field that link attack, you insta-win or something like that.
Oh.
I don't remember, but it's weird and goofy and old and outdated, but it would be cool to see them at least acknowledge that, oh yeah, this was a thing we did in Booster Set 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with Buddyfight, getting older, there are a lot of players in the game who've never even seen a chess deck or never even seen chess cards.
I've never seen a chess deck. And I've been here since the beginning.
I've fought against one a couple of times. They're fun, but they're not good. But I wouldn't want them to be like a good mainstream relevant deck.
I don't know. I kind of want to see a little bit more generic love.
Yeah,
But you do have Battle Deity Robos.
Yeah, which are definitely the best that they've gotten so far.
Yeah, just Brave Machines, but generic. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
I mean, it's true, but
Any more archetypes that... Because I can't think of any off.
no, I think that's all the ones.
Sky Knights.
The old
thinking of
Dragon World archetypes.
Blue Sky Knights. They did get 2 new cards recently. Like, not
Couple sets ago.
Yeah, a couple sets ago. With Blue Sky Knights Boomerang Dragon and Blue Sky Knights Systemic Dagger Dragon, which makes them better.
Mm-hmm.
I never ran a Blue Sky Knights deck. I want to. I ran a Blue Sun deck. Sun Dragons and Blue Sky Knights. Really good deck. But they just don't have much. I just realized, like, they have their monsters, but they don't really have an item or anything else, really.
There are several other Dragon World decks that have been abandoned. I mean, there's Thunder Knights, which...
Well,
it's not that they're abandoned. It's just that they get incredibly slow support, and, like, it seems like every other booster set, they get, like, 1 or 2 cards.
And by the time that they get those cards that would have made them broken before, they're already outdated and have been outclassed.
Exactly. And then there's, I don't know,
Super Armor Dragons.
Super Armor Dragons, yes.
Like, that was a weird group, though, because it seemed more like a finisher in a sense, but there was general boldness that you could use. And
Prince and Battlers, I mean...
No, they're still relevant.
They're
if
still
you build them the right,
okay.
if you build them the right way, they're definitely no tier 1 deck.
No, but...
Maybe 2.5. I could go.
They're actually pretty decent. They've stood the test of time better than other decks.
Yeah, because they're almost like 5th Omnis, except not tier 1.
So what else do we have besides, oh, this deck's no longer relevant, blah, 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 blah. We've got a big old list of things here, so let's just grab something off of it.
Yeah, grab something. You got the list.
Oh,
I just got blank paper here.
wow, you're just trying to look professional, huh?
Yep.
Why don't we talk about the singles market and how that affects the game?
Well, nothing will ever be like Magic.
No, nothing will. And we didn't really criticize the singles market for Y Shorts when we did our Y Shorts episodes, even though some people in our comments did, and even the videos we responded to did. And a lot of people said, yeah, the singles market sucks. But we didn't comment on that because that's par for the course for us.
Yeah.
Because Buddyfight single market sucks pretty bad too.
Like, I honestly don't care for selling my cards, but of course, like, I eventually want to get to the point where I have, like, 5 of each monster, and then, like, 4 of each spell, 4 of each item, and so forth and so on, and then sell the extras off. But, like, sometimes the more expensive cards are, like, Secret Flakes at, like, $35. And then that doesn't last that long. That's only when they initially come out, and they quickly drop in price. Then you have secret pack monsters that, depending on how good that pack is or how frequently you get it, talking about you, Dual Jaeger, they're either super expensive or super cheap. Because, like, Ozzy Dahakis, wasn't he, like...
He was incredibly expensive for a long time. Even with the reprint, it's still expensive.
How much was it? Like, $190? No.
Probably a little... probably looking at $150, like, when they're at the highest of their demand.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can still get, like, $80 to $90 for the secret pack.
Yeah.
See, there are really two issues I see with the singles market. One, high rarity cards not being expensive, okay, which was not an issue before Triple D. But recently it has been an issue just because they've made cards a lot easier to get.
I would almost say near the end of 100, actually.
The biggest issue is they made secret packs and secret flags and buddy rares and all that less special and less sought after. That's not to say we don't have the occasional one that's decently priced, and with the glorious return of the SP, I'm sure those will be pretty high value. So that issue probably isn't as bad as it was, say, even a month ago. And we also have that new mysterious rarity, the rainbow rare, whatever you want to call it, the question mark one. That's ridiculously hard to get and ridiculously expensive.
Yep, I'm just waiting to pull one, and then you guys start pulling your own. That's how it works in our group.
So
I pull the rarity first, and then they eventually get to it.
So we'll see how that changes. The other issue is probably the one I see the complaints for most often. That's a month or two after a set is dropped, it's astronomically harder to get cards that you need for it, like as singles.
That's typically because you're done with that set.
Right. And a lot of people see these cards, these double rare staple cards or triple rare staple cards, and they hold on to them because they know that the price will go up on them because they'll be harder to find. And in most cases, that's true. Sometimes it's not, but it makes it so, there's this deck that's been out for a while, and I'm kind of interested in it. Well, it's either buy the full deck or nothing.
Yep, but that's basically how it is.
So that's really how it is for like the Buddyfight singles market. Other than that, there's really not that much to complain about. When a set is new, it's really easy to get what you need.
Yeah.
And the only other thing is the foils. Most foils are actually pretty reasonable, but there's always that one in a set that people are like, oh, I just deem this card worth $25. It's just shinier. I mean, like, I love shiny things myself. I mean, I play card games. I like having foiled copies of stuff, but some of them just mystify me.
Foils.
Dalton does not care about foils at all.
I don't. But yet I'm the one who pulls all the foils.
Foils are fun.
Why?
But it is weird how some of them get super expensive.
Like, I don't honestly care about foils. Like, sure, I guess they're nice every once in a while, especially if it's like a rare foil, so you get two of the card that you're looking for, I guess. But I don't see the true purpose of foiling out your deck or high rarity your deck. It's like, oh, wow, you got a lot of money to spend on this to get so much. I find it like unnecessary and so forth. I'm not going to try to go too far into this because otherwise 3 hours later, we don't want 3 hours later.
The other thing which you really wanted to bring up, which is on rarities, is the whole, you call it mismatch of rarity.
Mismatch of rarities. Where you have a rare card, like the Dragon Chief Emperor card, that's a rare, that quite literally, I got one per box. And it's like, why are you not a double rare?
Or, the classic example, Blue Dragon Shield.
Blue Dragon Shield. Why you no double?
There are a lot of cards like that from specific sets that seem to be either a higher or lower rarity than they actually are. Yeah. Not because like their ratios are weird. Like if you buy a booster box, you're still going to get the normal amount of double rares or triple rares unless you break the game, which has happened occasionally.
Yes, I have broken the game. I mean,
but
words.
It means that for their rarity, they're much more common or rare than their contemporaries.
Yeah, like D-Wing in what was the set called?
In Buddy Rave?
Yeah, Buddy Rave.
It was a ridiculously common triple rare.
Should have been double. What am I thinking of?
There was
in 4 dimensions. The Demon Way, it begins with an
the
A.
Spell.
The spell for
Japanese word. That was quite hard to get.
It was quite hard to get.
Some people got a lot of copies, others didn't.
Like it's on that weird border. Since like initially what I thought, I'm like, this should be a triple rare, no doubt. But then like it started coming out, like it was starting to get easier to get. I'm like, all right, double rare's all right.
It's just weird though how you can open up a full case. Well, I mean, we opened, I think it was 12 boxes of that set and got, what was it, one?
Yeah.
Yet other people, got tons of it. That's kind of weird, but that kind of has the same thing. But it's weird how some cards just seem to be at different ratios than other cards of the same rarity. It's kind of weird.
And Buddy Rares. When are they going to be rares again?
When are Buddy Rares going to be special? When is it going to be you open a pack and go, oh yeah, a Buddy Rare, not, oh, a Buddy Rare?
Well, I was talking more like in the earlier days of Buddyfight, the Buddy Rare was typically a rare in the next set.
Yes, that was
which
awesome.
made them even better and they were harder to get too.
I mean,
now it's just like Buddy Rare here, Buddy Rare there, and sprinkle a little Buddy Rare there.
The fact that they used to do that with like the preview cards as Buddyfight, as Buddy Rares was really, really cool. Like,
yeah,
one of my fondest early memories of the game was buying Immortal Entities packs and pulling a Buddy Rare Thunder Knight's drum. Yeah. I'm just like, what is this? I can't play it because it doesn't have stuff for it, but holy cow, this looks awesome. And I've played Thunder Knights in
next set, Thunder Knight come out.
I still play Thunder Knights. I still have that Buddy Rare too. So, there we go. That made it more special.
Right, yeah. Like, that was what made Buddy Rare special because, like, sure, you can't play it at that moment with that set, but
do that again, Bushiroad, please. It was a really unique concept. It was really, really cool.
Like what they could have done if they played their cards right with Guardians and Executioners.
Played their cards right.
Let's see if the comments get it.
I want to talk about some other things because, when we did our Y-Shirts episode, I really stressed looking at every aspect of the card game, not just, one area. So let's do that here. We've been talking about card availability, rarities, themes, abandoned decks. How about the actual tournament play, professional competitive level playing, the best of the best, which Dalton and I have both.
Oh, I'm bad. Let me let you finish, please.
Dalton and I have both played at a competitive level, and we're both pretty good at the game. And so we do definitely know our stuff with this. And there are the issues of tournament play with Bushiroad, and that's an entire episode on its own. And Buddyfight, Y-Shorts, Vanguard, they all have the same issues with this, so we're not going to bring that up here. But there are some issues that are specific for Buddyfight, and I can think of two of them. One is how there are plenty of games. It's not as bad as it used to be, but there are still plenty of games that basically boil down to, okay, who's going to top deck the right card to win the game?
Oh, welcome to TCGs in general.
Yeah, but
Dalton.
I think it's more prevalent in Buddyfight.
This is true, especially now with Guardians and Executioners, like heavily top decking-ish decks. But that's going to be something hard to fix because either you're going to top deck or you're going to toolbox. So pick your poison, right?
I do feel that way, but I think that part of it is just, how the game's played. Something we always find interesting is, Buddyfight's the only game really out there that I can think of, well, one of the only ones that doesn't have any sort of mulligan system.
Which is like...
That makes sense, right?
It makes sense.
The game's mechanics, there's lots of easy draw power, and your charge and draw is basically a once per turn mulligan. But, I mean, that does mean there are some games where you're just like, oh, my hand's terrible, right?
Yeah, I'm the firm believer of there is never a shit hand. But they do arise.
Every once in a while. It's rare, but
very rare. Especially early on when I started the game, because I was always like, all right, whatever I get in my hand, I'm going to base my strategy off that and go with it. And it always worked for me. Versus people who focus on one style, like base their deck on one strategy. That's where you start seeing all these crap hands, all of a sudden the deck fizzles on them. Like card burn. If you don't get card burn,
you're done.
You're done. It's that's
Scoop
simple.
your cards.
Scoop your cards.
GG.
Just GG.
I mean, they're pretty much since the beginning of the game, there have been decks that play like that, and that's part of the interestingness with them.
Yeah.
I mean, Dual Seeger did that for a while, though it's much more consistent now.
It's much more consistent. Yes.
It's actually very consistent now
Very
for what
scary,
you're doing.
But
And that's kind of an appeal in every card game has some sort of deck like that, where you don't draw this, you lose. I mean, one of my favorite Vanguard decks is Tsukuyomi. The entire deck is that.
That's true. That's true.
So, I mean, that applies to all card games, but it really sucks at a tournament level when you're like, oh, neither one of us have any cards in our hands. Guess whoever draws the better card first wins.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to combat that, do you?
Better draw spells.
Better draw spells. Just not for Dragon World. No for you.
Well, they already got one.
Yeah, the Guardian one's actually pretty good with them. Not complaining there.
Well, before we leave this tournament topic, you forgot about what I brought up in the meeting.
Okay.
Basically, there's only a few worlds that you see topping these things. Like
that's actually on my sheet, but I wasn't bringing it up because I've been scrambling to read my own handwriting because I can't make out what I wrote.
blind people trying to write.
Continue.
But like, you always see Dragon World somehow in the top 3, if anything. If they're not topping with Fifth Omnis, they're at least second. Like, I rarely see them at third. What else?
There's what you're saying is like certain worlds just
certain worlds are very consistent in topping. Yes, there's obviously the ones that rotate out, kind of like Dungeon at a time was up there, then Magic right around now. Star Dragon World was there like a few months ago, but those ones cycle out. But like Dragon World, I'm trying to think of others, but I feel like there isn't.
There are also others that stay out.
Well,
Kasuna, legend.
Legend you cannot use. That is not fair. I'm pretty sure Kasuna has topped like in top 3.
It's been very rare.
Like it's very rare, but
and typically if they do top, it's in like an outlier tournament. Like recently there was a regionals in Mexico, and that one, a Kasuna World deck actually did place first, but it was an older deck that had been around for a while, and it was just because it was a much, like, I don't want to say smaller, but what word we use to not important. I don't want to offend people who play in Mexico. More of an outlier, as a tournament. It's not boom New York regionals, boom Chicago regionals. You
could almost say slow to the new meta.
Yeah, I guess
almost
so.
like maybe they're like a set or something behind or something like that. That's all I can think of.
Neither one of us have played in the Mexican meta. So.
Mexican meta. Well, we can play in the Mexican meta. But yeah, like
I'll just run Amigo.
Oh. But yeah, but like honestly, Dragon World, probably the only one I can think of off the top of my head right now that you always see in the top 3 at least.
I mean,
I think there might have been one time that it wasn't.
Yeah, but for the most part, Dragon World's always a safe bet.
If not top 8.
And there aren't really other worlds that do that as consistently. I mean, for a while, running Darkness Dragon World was suicide.
Yeah.
And now there are a lot of great options for it. And
yeah, for some time, Hero World with Brave Machines and Dark
Hero World
Heroes
was
and
incredibly scary. Now it's just there.
Okay.
I mean, superheroines, but other than that, they're just there, So it really comes down to Dragon World having so much support. But
Yeah,
that is like
true.
the time-old argument since like Booster Set 1 of, Dragon World has so much support.
More like
It's a reality.
more like board meeting 1 of Buddyfight.
Yeah, they're like
dragons.
It's even on the card back.
You get 2 dragons, a red and black dragon.
Look at that. I really like dragons.
What was that, like 7 points we've made?
We've made a lot, yeah.
Well, there is an 8th one. I haven't told you what it is.
No,
but I could have brought it up in other.
Dalton said, there's something I want to talk about at the end. I'm like, okay, what is it? You're like, no, I'm not going to tell you. Which means if you embarrass yourself with this, go ahead. If you don't, and it's a valid point.
I'm surprised you don't know what it will be, because it's going to be turning me into a rant, basically. But
go ahead.
Why did they take away SPs? I love SPs. If anything, I would totally run that in a deck. That would make me high rarity cards. SPs are like, oh, baby.
They did get rid of SPs.
I know they're coming back, but
they're finally coming back, which is a very good thing because I think it'll help the game a lot if they come back.
But SPs, why you go?
I mean, you have plenty of booster sets out there. I mean, especially like Roar of the Invincible Dragon. There were very, very, very few expensive cards.
SPs would have solved that problem.
SPs would have. And I kind of like what they're doing with the next booster set. We're actually, it's out now.
What set are you talking about?
Annihilate. The
is
first
it
one with, yeah. It just came out for us.
I'm like...
So the thing with it is there are very few SPs in it, a lot less than previous booster sets used to have, which lets them focus a lot more on it because there are certain booster sets with way too many SPs.
Meaning certain SPs are harder to get and so forth, which was awesome.
This like if they keep it to like 4 or less SPs per set, I think it'll be best because it lets them focus on them, make those, let's just say 4, look amazing, right? And also make it so you've got a reasonable shot of getting any one of them.
And hopefully, because there are some cards, old SPs, like Swartz, trying to think of other ones, that have alternate art for their SPs, which, just beautiful.
Yeah, the alternate art.
Probably one of the more expensive cards in Buddyfight, SP Burn Nova. The sexiest looking card art I have seen in any card game. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Is that card right there. But
and hopefully with the fact that they're limiting, at least they've so far limited the number of SPs. I mean, we only have one booster set to go off of, but hopefully we'll see more of that in the future. Each one of them has had alternate art, which is a good thing because, like, hey, instead of paying 20 artists to make 20 SPs and having some of them just be, oh, let's take the image on that card and
make it bigger.
Make it tiny bit bigger and make it shiny. Instead, it's like, oh, look at this brand new pose, which is awesome looking.
More like Swartz is nice too. I'm not going to lie. Swartz SP is quite nice. But yeah, SPs, alternate arts, just beautiful.
Good on them for bringing SPs back. I'm very happy about that.
They finally got all my emails.
All right. Well, I'm sure there are smaller things we're missing,
there's
things that people just personally don't like about the game. Buddyfight's a great game, and obviously we're a little biased on that, but it really is a really good game. If you've never played it, try it. If you've never played it and you stuck through this entire video with no context, that's a little bit weird. You must be an ultra TCG Buzz fan. Look at that.
Ultra fans, yeah.
And if you're someone who's played Buddyfight in the past, give it another shot if you maybe haven't been playing it for a while. I can't really think of any other issues, can you? I mean, besides the fact that not enough people play it. And
SPs.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I think that wraps up the fact that Buddyfight sucks. And
tell us what card game you want us to bash into next.
Yes.
And for the next one, just for you guys, whatever one you guys want us to do, we will bash into it as hard as we can. Just boom.
Well, before we go, I got a little question for the comments here.
Ooh.
For our next episode, would you like us to talk about Chaotic, the card game that should have been good but failed miserably?
A teaser.
Or, let's see here on my little list here. Duel/Kaijudo sucks. Let us know in the comments. Like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because your life is not complete without us. At least without
Me.
Dalton.
Without me.
Everybody can deal less without Jacob.
Subscribe for better luck with your next Buddyfight box opening. You'll probably get an SP with our blessing. No guarantees on that. Please do not sue us if you don't.
Especially not
SP
Jacob's.
Or anything like that. But it can't hurt.
It can't hurt. Can't hurt. And please let us know which one of those two, because I really want to do the Chaotic one. But bashing on Duel Masters might be fun too.
We're gonna bash on every card game eventually.
Eventually.
Even the big boy Magic. That one's gonna be fun. We're gonna do Magic. We're gonna do Vanguard. Any card game that's pretty decently sized, that's well known.
Why not just all of them, man? I might as well rip on all of them. Screw the big ones, man. I'll just do all.
All right.
Of them.
Well, I guess that's everything, right?
Yeah, that's everything.
Sign out.
We got them to like this video. We got them to subscribe.
Got them
to subscribe, comment, subscribe,
friends to
like,
subscribe, yeah.
Share this video. There we go. We're gonna miss something. Like it, share,
and I'm gonna go now because I think Dalton's stuck on a little rant about all the things we should do. Bye.
Stay classy, y'all.
Thanks for listening to TCG Buzz. New episodes can be found on tcgbuzz.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. For box openings, deck profiles, and more, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.